don't think my style's going to change much. I am what I am, and I've had people ask me that question and say, oh, you know, I think you're going to change, I think your style's going to change, and you're going to do this and you're going to do that, because probably because I've only stuck my head above the parapet with my pictures in the last few months. But you know, you don't forget that I've been painting for a long time. You know, and as I say, the initial style for the pictures and the colour and the way in which I paint, you know, I was doing it as a teenager, I was doing it as a child, so it's not, you know, changed rapidly. I think there will be some change, and I think there will be to a degree, because when I decided that I was going to show my work, I realised that, as my old pal John Thompson would say, people need something to hang their hat on with a painting. You know, and I agree myself. If I go out looking at an art gallery, I see an artist in art gallery, I think, oh, I like that. And I walk on the street to the next art gallery and I go, oh, I like that. And then I walk on the street to the next art gallery and I go, oh, I like that. And it's three very similar pictures done by three completely different artists. Very, very similar in style and look. You know, a landscape that uses colour and scratched in, scratched out, and a bit abstract, and great work. Every single one of them individually great work, but I thought, you know, I need people to see me. I've spent 40 years hiding. I've wanted to be an artist since I was 7 years old. Chris, you need to go out there, and you need to go. That's Chris Chapman. So I did have that in my mind. That was the intention. I thought, well, I'm going to do that with colour. I'm going to do that with graphic image, strong, bold line work, and that shouts, it's you. I want people to be able to walk past a gallery and go, oh, that's Chris Chapman. Whether they think it's good or bad, or I'm not bothered. I just want that reaction. I want people to have to turn their head and look. What's that? That's kind of what I was after, and that's what I want, and I'll carry on doing that. I won't go away. I said to somebody once, I almost want to be like the brightest flower in the jungle, in the rainforest, that all the bees go, oh, what's that? I want to taste that. And they come and I attract them. And what I do with them then, I don't know. Maybe I'll sting them, I don't know. But I want to attract them. So that is a driver for what I'm doing. I think along the way, I will inevitably fall in deeper into abstraction. I love abstraction. I love abstract work. I said earlier on, John Hyland was a big influence, and as a British painter, he was massively. Probably Maurice Cockerell as well, to a degree, in fairness. And you might probably don't see that in what I do, but they're there. So I do see a drive towards abstraction. There'll be some colour playing fields, pictures that I do that will be driving towards abstraction. They're already in my mind. They're already there. Not really, to be fair. I've explored every medium there is to explore. In all honesty, I don't like watercolour. Doesn't suit me. It's fixed too quickly for my liking. I would have to work on it for too long. I'm very expressive in what I do. I like to have done with it. I like to get the paint. I have the idea, bang the paint on the picture, and I've done with it. So yes, I like to be direct and have it done. So mediums. I think acrylic and oil is probably where I'll stick, to be fair. I love good old marker pens and pens for drawing with. I think they're fabulous, but I can't really see any other medium. I enjoy acrylic because it's quick and it dries quick, and I can get my image down. I actually like to paint oil over the top of acrylic because I find you can do different things with it. It's a different technique. It's a bit more pliable and a bit more forgiving oil as well. You can move it around a little bit more. So. John Thompson was a huge influence on everything I do, really, to be fair. I'd spent some wonderful times with John, and he taught me a lot about the humble marker pen, and capturing images quickly with marker pen, something that I love to do. You know, watching John sometimes with his marker pen was amazing, and he'd put the marker pen onto the paper, a big piece of 20 by 30, and it wouldn't come off for about 5 minutes. It'd just be on the paper, never ever come off, never leave the paper. It'd just be moving around and bang, blah, blah. And then it'd suddenly be done. And the marker pen would go down, and the big brush would come out, and splodge of colour, and start to bang the colour into this drawing, and which would change it completely. And often, you know, he told me once that doing the drawing like that technique, it's being so immediate, almost empties your mind. It enables you to forget about everything else that's going on, and especially with not taking the pen off the paper, because your concentration goes into the image, and the image becomes everything, and you forget everything else going on around you. And to be able to work from a free and an empty mind is the most special place to be. And I never sort of got that. Often I would try and look at life to paint, and I think that was one of my early frustrations, that life changes constantly, and you have no control over it. So images that if you're painting from life, it's constantly changing. Somebody walks in, somebody walks out, the light changes. It's frustrating because you've no control over the image. Whereas when you paint from within yourself, or draw from within yourself, you have all control. You have every control. No light changes, nothing changes. It's direct. It's from within yourself. It's really a piece of you. And so John would use the marker pen to create that. And when I finally got that and realised, it was the time I probably became the freest as a painter. And it's probably why I am where I am now. Because I stopped looking to life to try and paint, to try and draw. And I started to work from within.
Life that was already within you.
And it's all there, and that drags it out. And I for about 2 years, when John talked to me about having an empty mind, I couldn't quite get it. And then it suddenly one day, I got it, and suddenly I realised that working from an empty mind is exactly the best starting point.
Most creative.
It's the most creative starting point.